Right, here we are with the front one. So I'm just going to crack on with this one and make this one a quick one. So we're just going to pull that seal off. There we are again. So it's Ritchey across the top of that one. So again, all a bit mucky and so on. You can see the bearing straight away inside down there as well. So that one's not too bad, but we're going to pull it off anyway. So with this one, you're probably looking 13. Yep. And then possibly a 17. Yep. So with that one, because your cone spanners, that cone there is a little bit small, and use a C-spanner, give you a better bit of better grip. Now this isn't a disc wheel, so that side's definitely a bit tight there. So, there we are. And then what we'll do is make sure we can clamp this the other side, which you can't because the seal's in the way. There you go. We will pull all this off. Got a spacer there as well, so spacer, axle, and then on this side as well, it's safe to say we pull this one off. So if we push against that, you can see there, give you a bit of room just for you to get down and hook under or hook in. There we go. And again, not too tough, probably nice to them. So we'll keep them seals just there. And make sure that is screwed all the way off. So, oh, already dropping bearings. You can see there, another one. And then on that side as well, just gonna, there we go. So, looking at them bearings, we'll probably replace those as well. That needs a good clean out. So on here, let's see what we're looking at. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 bearings either side. These will probably be, I will measure, but probably 532. Which are a slightly smaller bearing than the back wheel. So, but there is one extra. So we'll put all the, now these generally look really clean, to be fair. So I can pick it up, that is. So I can't even pick it up, look. So it's not, they're the 3/16 by the looks of it. They're the ones. So we will clean everything up, swap it all out, and then go from there. To be fair, these bearings are relatively really clean, to be fair, but if we're doing a job, we might as well do a job well done and replace them all anyway. So those I will throw in the bag with the back bearings. Bish bash bosh in there. There we go. Then you count out 10 of these. So while I was off camera, I have cleaned all the bearing interfaces in the hub, so giving them a really good clean out on the inside. Again, condition for a wheel of this age is pretty good, to be fair. I've got the new bearings, also I've given that a good clean up. The one thing I haven't checked, as I mentioned on the rear wheel, is obviously the cones. So obviously it's a standard V-brake wheel, so what I'll do is make sure them two are locked up before putting it back in. You can get to these when it's in, because it is just a standard hub. If it was a disc wheel, you would have to make sure that the disc side is nipped up, because as it goes in, the disc unit part of the hub flange will block access to that usually. So a bit like the back one, we would take it apart from the non-drive side. With the front, if it was a disc wheel, you would take it apart from the drive side, because you've got the easier access to the actual cone nuts themselves. So the seals I've given a good clean up. Again, these are in really good condition, all original. They've got the Ritchey logo on there as well, which is quite nice for the age. So we'll get this all back together. So just like the rear one, we will get some grease in and around inside there on that bearing interface. There we go. Wipe my hands. Now you're bearing with me with the camera angles. I am getting used to recording in the workshop, so eventually I am going to have an overhead. Oh, I pulled out the wrong bearing there. Look, got a rogue bearing. So always double check your bearings. Look, now I'll take one of these. Let's get the 10 in on this side. Always measure your bearings. Always double check, otherwise you will get a rogue one, as you've just seen, which can throw off the wheel and cause issues, and that's not what we want. So get these 10 in there. There we are, all going in nicely. May actually just speed this bit up as well, putting the bearings in there, because no doubt people don't want to just sit there watching me put bearings in. So they're all nicely lined up. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to run some grease around the top of those, because I don't want those falling out as I turn over the wheel. So a little bit of grease on top will hold them in place. Like that. We'll flip over the wheel, and we will do the other side. Nice film of grease around there. So make it a little bit easier for view wise. So let me get these bearings in this side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that is number 10. Get some grease in there. Let's get a little bit more grease on my lid. There we are. And then we will get the axle all the way through. And when this holds back together, I'm going to give all the flanges a really good clean as well. Make sure the hub's all polished up. That's running lovely and smooth, that. And your washer, and then your lock nut. Hand tight. As you can see, that has got no play in it and it's smooth. So now what we generally need to do is the exact same as what we did before. 13 on there, and then nip it up just a little bit so it's not fully tight. Can feel it? Got a tiny bit of play in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 17mm on that side, 17mm on this side, and what that does is that turns both the outer lock nut and the inner lock nut together, so I can find the right kind of tension on those lock nuts. So just like a little turn like that. There we go. I can feel now. Do that final lock of that front hub lock nut. There you go. I can feel the most slightest bit of movement. If that is the case, then let's see, sometimes when it's locked up you can still, so you can see there, a bit tight, but I was able to give it a micro adjustment on those lock nuts. There we go, so that's all locked up against each other, and then just the final check just to make sure both of those are tight. Lovely. And we want the seals next to go back over. There we are. Make sure that's sitting up and that seal's sitting inside that hub as well. And the same with this side. Push it over. Make sure that one is sitting nice and flush as well. So they're running nice. So that's the hub serviced. So the next thing I need to do with the wheels is check to make sure that they are true, and also clean up the rim brake and give this hub a little bit of a polish as well. And then the wheels are ready for the tyres, the new inner tubes and everything to be put back on them, ready to go on the bike. Awesome. Thank you.